Good evening and welcome everyone, trustees and public for town of Lewisboro. Welcome to the Lewisboro Library Board of Trustees meeting via Zoom, April 14th, 2021, about 7:30 p.m. So Cindy, is it correct? We open with the public comment period.
Yes.
So if anyone in the public is attending and would like a comment, I would only advise you to please keep it short and to the point because we are Zooming and these things do get tedious. Thank you. Going once, going twice, no public comment. Okay, move to the second item on the agenda. I'm Jay Luzzi sitting in. I'm the vice president sitting in as a temporary president in the meantime. So first and foremost, we'd like to have the approval of the minutes. I hope the trustees got an opportunity to read the minutes. And if they had any issues with them, please raise a point or raise their hand. If not, can I ask for an approval of the minutes from someone? Melissa, I see your hand up. Thank you. Anyone seconding that? Kevin Fitzmartin, thank you very much. So the minutes were read, reviewed, and approved. We can go on to the third item on the agenda, the treasurer's report.
This month has been a very good month for the library. This page here is a summary of the notable items for the year to date. But if you move down to the bottom line, you'll see we have a net funding of $87,000 for the first 3 months of the year. A noteworthy item that is causing this is we received the payroll protection plan, the PPP funds of $88,149 for the month, which was a godsend, thanks to the efforts of Cynthia. This puts us in a good position for the year. If it were not for those funds, to date, we'd have a loss of almost $1,100. Cynthia, if you could swing to the balance sheet. I also want to mention that on the bottom of the two schedules I'm talking to, there's a summary of the activity year to date as well. Looking ahead, as far as cash, with the receipt of these PPP funds and some generous donations we had in January and hopefully throughout the year, and assuming we have a library fair in September, we're going to be in a favorable financial position for the year. This is really good news when you consider that the library operated at a deficit for the last 7 out of 10 years. So looks like we're going to have a good year financially. These funds, hopefully we have a good library fair and the donations keep coming. We'll have a very successful year, and these funds will, cover the programs expenses for this year, and some of these dollars will flow into next year. Appreciate the PP funds, but hopefully the pandemic's over and we won't get them next year. But keep your fingers crossed for a favorable year because we're in a good position, and it's nice to give good news for a change on the financial side of this endeavor here. Any questions?
Thank you, Kevin. Anyone have any questions for Kevin? Nothing highly unusual, right, Kevin?
Except for the PP funds and comparing to last year, I believe last year they came in April or May, so it's going to be in sync. It's only a few dollars difference between the 2 years, so we're very fortunate to get those funds, and it'll be put to good use.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Okay. Moving on then, number 4 on the agenda, President's Report. Well, as you know, technically we do not have a president. I'm sitting in. So I don't really have much to say other than we are seeking a president at this time, and the nominating committee is on the job and on the task. And we're calling from current board members, and we're looking at some other options as well. I think we can move on at this point to number 5, the director's report. Cindy, are you prepared for that?
I am ready. Hang on, let me just get my papers out here. Our first item I want to talk about is the reopening of the library by appointment. On April 26th, Monday, we will be opening by appointment. The entire staff, I'm so happy to announce, will be fully vaccinated by then. Appointments will be available for browsing, public computer usage, children's room usage, and study appointments. We will reevaluate. Well, let me just say that the children's room will at first still be just open to one family or one pod of children who study together to be admitted at one time to the children's room. We will reevaluate as time goes by to see if we can open up more as circumstances allow. We will be opening up the bathrooms. We had tried to keep them closed, but they were impossible to monitor as they're not locked. We were concerned because we only have cleaning twice a week, so we could not monitor and keep clean the bathrooms. But we've decided that we will keep them open and have a sign that says that you can use them at your own risk. People snuck into them anyway, so that's the story. We, however, are going to install a doorknob that locks to keep the public out of the staff bathroom. Quarantining. In view of the CDC advice on the extremely low risk of surface contamination or transmission of the virus, we will be discontinuing quarantining the items returned in the book drop and the items that come in the delivery bins through the interlibrary service through our system. This will happen officially on Monday, April 20th. And the reason we are waiting until then is that we do have a backlog of delivery bins that need to be checked in. So that will give us time to catch up with this backlog. And then as of Monday, everything that comes in on a particular day will be checked in on that day or the next day, which was standard operating procedure. No matter when things are checked in, either from the book drop or the delivery bins, they are backdated to the actual date they were received. So that was always our standard practice, and we will continue that as well. Cleaning, it is still recommended to clean at least once a day in a normal fashion. No mists or special disinfectants required, which we will continue to do. Staff members can clean their own workstations. We will put out wipes by the public computers and the printer, and patrons are welcome to clean those stations as they wish, if they themselves want to feel safer. Does anybody have any questions about these plans? Anybody on the board?
Cindy,
Yes,
just
Jay.
one.
Yeah.
I'm curious, as the trustees know, we're an association library, whereas we raise 25% of the funds. Are there different regulations for association libraries versus municipal libraries, or is it all the same?
Well, there are no regulations as far as this is concerned.
Okay.
As people, the audience may not know, there are actually 4 different legal structures for public libraries in New York State. There are municipal libraries that are departments of the town. There are school district and special district libraries, which are their own taxing districts. We're of the 4th, which is a little bit different from the other types. We're an association library. We're a 501c3 organization, and we are chartered by New York State to be the public library for the town of Lewisboro, and we negotiate and sign a contract with the town annually to deliver library services to the town, and they decide how much money they're going to give us towards our operating fund for that year, which is generally in the vicinity of between 72 and 78%, depending on the year. Probably the biggest differences is that we're not subject to civil service. The other 3 libraries are. We're also not subject to the Wicks law for construction. There are a few things that are different. For example, we were eligible for the PPP because we're a nonprofit. Municipal, all the other types of libraries are not eligible to apply for those funds.
You did
But
a
as
good job
far
on
as,
that also. Good
I'm
job.
sorry?
Good job on that, the PPE.
Thank you. So as far as these types of regulations, we're not, we don't have to go with what the town says because we're not actually not a department of the town, so we make our own decisions.
Yeah, I know you take a lot of cues from other libraries and association libraries in the state.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a very strong system and directors association, which I'm part of. We meet monthly to discuss all of these issues, and we try to coordinate how we can, but it is home rule. So some libraries make their own decisions about things. This is our decision about to stop the quarantining on Monday. Other libraries may do something different.
Yeah, good choices, and I know you put a lot into it, and I think a lot of people listening in are surprised at how much goes on behind the scenes. Okay, right,
All
but there
right,
is a
so
lot.
moving on, we
Yeah.
updated on the PPP. We received 88,000, I think 149, and those funds were deposited in March. And I have every confidence that we will have no problem being granted forgiveness by our lender, Capital One, and the Small Business Administration, as we did last year. The funds will be used appropriately and for expenses that are eligible for forgiveness. John Jay High School internship. The high school has reinstated their internship program this year. They did not have it last year, so that's a good sign. And we've had two high school students approach us about being interns for us. For those of you who don't know, at John Jay, all of the senior students have been required to do an internship during the month of May. You know, there's a little bit of senior fatigue, academic fatigue, and this is their way of helping with that, as well as helping the community or helping the students gain experience in whatever area they want to do an internship in. We've had extreme good luck with our interns in the past. They've always been really helpful. We're always a little apprehensive about how we're going to keep them busy. And then by the time their 5 weeks is over, we think, oh my God, how did we ever do without them? So we hope that the two that have expressed interest will definitely sign on for us. That will start on May 5th, and they do 25 hours a week for the time for the internship. So when we will announce who they are when the time comes. Technology, Westchester Library System Services, WLS installed a new network switch a few weeks ago. It was long past its useful life. It was very old and should have been replaced before, but it has now been done. We are also waiting. We are scheduled. All of the libraries in the system are getting new public computers, and they will be loaded with Windows 10. So we're on the list. They'll be coming to remove our old public computers and getting the new ones, hopefully soon, within the next couple of months, if not sooner than that. Buildings and grounds. I don't have anything definite to tell you, but some of the things that are on my mind are obviously the Bluestone Walkway took a beating this winter. You know, the frost heave cycle is just about over. We're probably going to have to get the mason in to tune up the walkway. I see there's a big pothole outside on the road on the post office side, and the curb stops were lifted by the plow. So I'm going to try to persuade the highway department to fix those for us, because they were the ones that they're not damaged, but they're not lying flat. It's not a good situation. Programming. I urge everyone, including the board members, to open our email blast newsletter every Thursday. And if you're not on the list, please let us know and we will add you to keep informed of our programs and announcements and services. We are planning an increased number of outdoor programs for children and teens for the spring and early summer. Our adult programs via Zoom have been very popular, with the number of attendees often surpassing the number we would have gotten for in-person programs in pre-pandemic times. That's at least true for the adults. It's very interesting. We have set up a story walk for the first time in the library garden, featuring a picture book about daffodils that was set up alongside our beautiful daffodils. A story walk is a picture book. We took apart the book and laminated the pages and attached them to road signs to allow families to walk along and read the story together. And it is a story about daffodils. So the staff is hard at work planning their summer reading programs and activities. We hope to have both options of some in-person programs, mostly outside, and also virtually. We will have our Read Squared online portal for tracking summer reading. And that luckily is free to the libraries, paid for by New York State. Any questions about anything?
Cindy, can we consider continuing once post-COVID and you have it live in-person sessions? Can we continue maybe having Zoom programs to reach
Well,
that?
that's probably a technical issue, because obviously you have to, I mean, how do you have somebody on camera with the camera right in front of them with merging it with in-person people? I mean, we often did record our programs and they were available later,
Okay,
so we'd probably be able to continue that, but that's kind of a technical question. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in finding out, for not just us, but other organizations, if that can be
Absolutely.
continued in some way.
yeah.
So I'd
Cindy?
like to move on, if that's okay, Jay, with the two action items I have I need the board to approve. And one is the Westchester Library System free and direct access plan. And I am just going to share the screen. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look at it, but the Westchester Library System is required to have a plan of service to ensure that all individuals residing within the boundaries of our system, but outside a member library's chartered service area, will receive library services. The updated 2022 to 2026 free direct access plan must be approved by all member library boards by a simple majority. It's a 5-page document that just talks about how we ensure that people have access to library services. And pretty much there's not anything controversial or great changes in this document. Dates are being changed, things like that. However, the Directors Association did ask that this bold sentence be added, that member libraries be given preference to residents and organizations of their taxing district in the reservation and use of meeting rooms. So I would need a board member to make a motion to accept the free direct access plan with the proposed amendment.
So moved.
Okay. And we'll need a second.
Second.
Okay. So can we have the ayes? I don't know if Elena can see everybody.
Yeah, raise your hand if you can, everyone, or a thumbs up or something.
I'll stop sharing. So,
Yes.
okay. Is there anyone abstaining? And is there anyone voting no? Okay, great. Elena, I don't know if it's possible to have the minutes done a little sooner than normal, like within maybe by next week, because we have to send a copy of our minutes indicating that the motion was proposed to the administrator for the Westchester Library System, so they can prove that they have the majority of the library boards to approve it.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So
Elena.
moving on, the next thing that I need approved is the, hang on, let me get my, I want to be sure and read what I wanted to say here. Oops. What the heck did I do here? Hang on a minute. Doing something to my computer. Okay, there we go. The New York State Annual Report. Every public library, all 7,000 of them in New York State, is required to do an annual report to the state, which has been done for many decades. And it is a report that reports on every aspect of the library services, the budget, the funds, the programs, the trustees, every aspect of what we do is reported on this thing. It's 47 pages long. It's done online. So I need the board to approve the annual report so it can be submitted to the Westchester Library System for review. In particular, I needed the board to look at section 10, which lists all the trustees on the board as of February 1st, 2021, to make sure your information is correct. Does anybody have any corrections to the information that was included about you, your contact information, what your term of your trustee serving on the board is, when the date you came on the board, if you have an office on the board. No changes?
No.
Looks good?
Yep.
Did anybody, I know it's 47 pages long. Did anybody have any questions about anything they might have seen on the report at this point? Okay, so what happens is I submit it to the Westchester Library System Administrator. They review it, and there may be they may suggest some minor corrections or additions to our answers. The state, it's been a very interesting year because of COVID, and a lot of the questions didn't really address the nature of what's been happening during this past year. For example, will virtual programs be allowed to be counted? And there was a lot of minutia that had to be dealt with. So they will check with the state to make sure our answers are as they should be. And when they are, they will submit our report and all of the reports for the 38 libraries in the system to the state. And then eventually later in the year, the statistics will come back to the Westchester Library System, and they will produce a report which compares all of the Westchester libraries to each other. This doesn't happen until the end of the year. And also I want to let the public know as well that through the New York Library Development Agency, state agency, which oversees libraries, there is a website, there is a link on there to, it's called Bibliostat, and that is a place that the public, the annual reports for all the libraries in New York State can be looked at, and you can actually choose categories and compare libraries to each other. So it is a matter of public record, these annual reports. Of course, if you'd like to see a copy of ours, I can also provide it. However, at this point, it is just a draft, and I do need it to be reviewed by the Westchester Library System to make sure everything is the way it is supposed to be, before I could release it to the public in case anybody was interested. Of course, it is, as I said, 47 pages long. So that is all I have to say.
Okay, we're all set there. Number 8 on the agenda, we're going to go on to committee reports. First, we'll hear from the Fundraising Committee. Elena, is that you?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Let's see. Fundraising. We have a very exciting new raffle coming up. It's really going to be good. Last year we raffled off a grill, I think, and we kind of connected it to Father's Day. I believe that was right. So I got to thinking, let's do a Mother's Day thing. Though it doesn't have to be Mother's Day at all, but I kind of connected it to that because that's usually the time of year that people start planting their gardens, right, Priscilla? Don't plant before Mother's Day, things will freeze, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, it's what I heard. Then I was thinking of, connecting it. Again, we like to kind of, work with our local businesses and support them, especially during these times, and thought of approaching Tom Gossett to see if he would donate a gift certificate. I don't know. Do you think I could tell the story, Andy, about how I got him? Anyway, I asked him if he would donate a $100 gift certificate, and without missing a beat, he said yes, of course. And I said, well, that was easy. Can you make it 200? And he said, sure. So anyway, so Tom Gossett generously donating a $200 gift certificate, and Andy and I were at the market, and we wanted to also promote the vendors at the farmers market because they've been, they've been there selling their stuff, their Greek food and stuff throughout the whole shutdown and everything. So Andy and I approached almost, I think, every single vendor that was there 2 weeks ago. And we, again, without missing a beat, they all were very excited to donate anything that they had. And I will just read off what we've gotten so that you can start talking it up and sell some raffle tickets. I can't pronounce her name, but the woman that makes the Polish foods, she generously donated a $50 gift certificate to her booth where she has kielbasa and pierogies and lots of yummy stuff. Andy, you could chime in whenever you want. The woman that bakes beautiful, they were like cakes and pastries and stuff. Her business is called Charamel, and she gave us a $20 gift certificate. The fish guy, who calls himself the fish guy, said he'd happily give us $20 gift certificate. The woman that makes a hot pepper jelly, she's donating a jar of her delicious jelly. George Hoffman, I think his name is. Andy buys eggs from him every week. He's donating a dozen eggs, a container of butter, a jar of his homemade sauce, and a pound of ground beef. You know, they're like, here, yes, we're happy to donate. The woman that was selling these really cool microgreen kits, she's going to donate one of those. Bartolo's, that is an Italian food company that sell prepared meals. We met this customer there that day that Andy and I were there, and he said he bought all his meals from this guy, you know, throughout the shutdown, and it kind of kept them going. So they're going to donate 3 prepared meals. John Volo, of course, is going to donate a bottle of wine. And Tracy Asu, who also cooks, she's going to donate a loaf of sourdough bread, a bag of granola, and 2 pastries of your choice. So, that's a lot. We're going to sell tickets for $25 each, which I think is a bargain.
Oh.
Andy and I, right, Andy, on Saturday, I think we're going to set up a table at Gossett's at the farmer's market. Tom said, anything you want, come on in. And we're going to promote the raffle and sell tickets there. The tickets can be bought online also through the library website. Liz says that's going to be up this week. And we will have Cindy kind of pull the winning raffle ticket, you know, before Mother's Day sometime that week. And the winner will come to Gossett's on hopefully that Saturday before Mother's Day, but it doesn't have to be. And, you know, can start shopping at the farmer's market and collect all their goodies. So not only are we going to have to ask you all to talk this up to get excitement for it and sell tickets, but Andy and I would love to share the joy in sitting at the farmer's market and possibly selling tickets there. I think it's a great way to promote the library. Maybe we'll sell some of the tote bags also at the table, if that's all right, Cindy. And, you know, I'm going to buy some balloons or whatever and make it like a thing. And, you know, we're the library, we're the heart of the community. This is the farmer's market and Gossett's and all that. And so contact me if you'd like to take a Saturday shift. It doesn't have to be, you know, the whole time. I think the market is open 9 to 1 on Saturdays. They're starting to open on Wednesdays as well. And if anybody has time on the Wednesday to go and sell some tickets in person also, I don't know. I think it's like a nice PR thing, you know, to say, hey, we're on the library board. And, you know, you could even get people they're going to ask, you know, are we having a fair? And you could say, maybe, and put your name and email down and we'll contact you to help volunteer at the fair. Andy, have anything to add to this exciting raffle?
No, that was a great timeline. That's exactly what happened, and it is a great opportunity. And working at these farmers markets for the library this kind of thing is really fun. I've done it a million times, so I encourage you to pitch in and sign up for a little bit of time.
Thanks.
And yeah, so that's the raffle. I have not chatted recently with our bakers. I think we're going to give them a break. I know Amy is getting a new kitchen put in and stuff like that. So, you know, the pop-up bakery will pop up again, but I don't know when. And John Volo, again, is still interested in doing another virtual wine tasting. So we'll work on that. But right now we're going to go with this raffle for the next couple of weeks. And I see people are adding comments in the chat. So cool. All right.
Elena, I just wanted to say that both Kathy and Liz are on the Zoom. So if you have any questions for them, or Kathy or Liz, did you have any questions for Elena and Andrew at the moment?
No, I've been pretty much sending them any questions that I have. And I think we have everything straightened out. My plan is to send the raffle email tomorrow night in place of our weekly email. And then I'll do our weekly email on Friday because I want to give people enough notice about, because sometimes they get it Thursday, they don't open it until Friday. Just give them enough notice to start buying tickets and to go to the farmer's market on Saturday.
Or somebody.
Once that happens, then we'll make the website live. And we did find the banner, by the way, Elena, so that's all set. And you'll have flyers on the poster and all that stuff, and we'll give you an easel to put it on and that sort of thing.
Elena,
Wonderful.
what day are you picking the winner on this one?
Liz, remind me of the date. Like
It's,
the Wednesday before, the Thursday
The
before?
Wednesdays, we stop selling tickets Wednesday, and that gives us Thursday to put all the tickets together, combining the ones that were sold at the farmer's market and the ones that are sold online. And then Cindy's going to do the drawing on Friday, the 7th at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Yep. And then the next day would be Saturday, the 8th, which, if the winner can, go pick up the stuff at the farmer's market. Andy and I were thinking about we could be there as representatives from the library and kind of make a big deal out of it and tell all the press to be there and take photos with the winner. I'm kidding, but make a big deal out of it, and hopefully they could go around and meet all the vendors and pick up their stuff. Though it doesn't have to be locked into that Saturday, right? If they're away for that week and they want to do it the following Saturday, that would be okay too. So we'll get all the the contact information from the people buying the tickets so we can arrange that.
What day is Mother's Day this year? Is it the following weekend?
Yeah, it's Sunday, May 9th, I believe.
I mean that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's at,
That's a very busy weekend at Gossett's. So it's a
it
good weekend.
is.
Yeah.
It is, so, but thank you to Kathy and Liz for working this all out with us. It'll be fun.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to add, Elena, that we made a big $293 of the last pop-up bakery, but every little bit helps, and it's great PR for the library as well. We're so grateful to the bakers. And Library Giving Day also is a great fundraiser for us, because the only expenses we have for that are the PayPal fees for donations that are made online. And so far we've taken in almost $3,000 from that. So that's very, very useful.
Elena, can I add one more thing? In general, when we think of the programs or we think of these fundraisers, always keep in the back of your head the library fair and how could it apply possibly? Because as you know, we're transitioning to more food trucks, but maybe some of these people would like to show up and present at the library fair. It'd be a good opportunity for that, or whatever, however it applies. But keep that in the back of your head when you come up with these fundraiser ideas and mention the fair, because I think these are the people we'd like to have there, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Well, Jay, just the two women that are the bakers, they technically are the bake sale fair chairs.
Oh,
They
good.
did take it over, but then we didn't have the fair last year. So then
Right.
they wanted to do something.
What,
That's
they
why.
took it over last year? Was that it? When did they take it over?
Yeah, they were interested in helping out a few
Perfect.
years ago. They approached me, and I don't remember her name, but the most recent bake sale chair stepped down. This was all happening kind of during lockdown and stuff, I think.
Mhm.
And these two, said that they will take that on. And during this lockdown, they, did a pop-up, just to kind of help out and do something.
Oh,
So,
good. But that's perfect. It's perfect. Your
yeah, no,
compliments.
I'm always on the hunt for new, fresh blood volunteers.
Okay. What's next, Elena? Are you finished?
I'm finished. I'll pass it on to the next committee person.
Okay. We have written down there Library and Giving Day. Is that part of fundraising?
Yeah, I just said that we had the Library Giving Day fundraiser online, and we raised almost $3,000 so far.
that was it.
Donations
Okay.
are still coming in.
Great. Okay. So next item, Library Fair Committee. Well, we want to have the fair. The public wants us to have the fair, and let's hope we have the fair. But I think that this would have to be a whole separate agenda and a whole separate meeting. But Elena, you already walked into that with saying we have the people who do some of the baking for us taking over the bake sale, and that's great. new blood all the time is a great idea. Does anyone have any comments on the fair right now? Or any questions about it? I think we just have to move ahead as if it is on. And, but if there ever was a plan B needed, I think it would be for the fair. What else can we do to have a fair if we can't do it socially distant?
Yeah, Jay, excuse me, I would suggest that we plan a meeting, a public meeting, that we invite anybody who has been a fair committee head or volunteered, or any member of the public that wants to come and discuss the fair, you know, what form that they think it could take. Because
Right.
in terms of having a traditional fair, it's not going to happen without
No.
our normal fair chairs, who may or may not be interested in doing that in September. And if not, what will we be having? I know Priscilla had a great idea for some small part of it. But we're going to have to be creative. And what is it that we want to do that day?
Okay, so we'll discuss after, Cindy, I imagine,
Right.
but.
So, I mean, we can pick
Get
a
meeting.
day.
Yeah.
We should pick a day. We don't have to do it now, but I can email everybody and say, what day do you want to meet? I'll set up a Zoom meeting and we'll invite all of the fair chairs and
Mhm.
put it out there in social media and everything. Anybody who wants to come and discuss the fair and ideas for holding it traditional or otherwise. We do have the date though. We're locked in. If we want to have anything in person at all, we do have on a True Farm for September 18th. Dana has put it on our calendar. I'm not sure if the town has to formally approve it, but that usually isn't a problem.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank you
so
for that.
I'll be reaching out to all of you about the best date to meet.
Great. Okay, next item, Building and Grounds Committee. Well, I have something to say here. We convened Saturday? Kevin, when were we there? Saturday morning? And we gave the grounds a once over. It's a great group. I like getting my hands dirty, getting out there. I know you guys do too. And Cindy, those curbs, we took care of those to some
Oh, I
degree.
didn't see. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we pried them up. We took the iron
I'm-
bars out.
I'm glad you
And,
didn't pinch your fingers when you did it.
We came close. But we're rethinking the curbs in general too, because anytime there's snow, I think that's going to happen. So we
Yes.
have to address that. We have to morph as needed. But the grounds look good overall. We have some more ideas. And if you notice, Joel started his fence in the back there. Did you notice that?
I
And
did.
he said, right now, the plan is because he has to paint the highway building, he's got to cut the back of the junipers, but he's willing to install a stockade fence right against the back of the junipers. So it would do a nice camouflage job and offset the junipers against the fence. But he said it's already in the budget. It's very minor. And we're going to move ahead with that. It should be fine. As I'm talking, my internet connection is getting unstable for the first time tonight. I got that notice. Building and grounds, while I have you here. It seemed like the first Sunday of every month is a good time to meet. So 8 o'clock Sunday, just keep that in mind. I'll send out a notice. Next item on the agenda is the nominating committee. Jen, is that Jennifer?
Yes, we have
Oh.
2 seats that we will be filling, and since Linda has resigned, so now we have 2. So I anticipate having some candidates to present to the nominating committee this month. And I would like to send have
Okay.
an ad for new trustees as well, Cindy.
Yes, I'm sure we have the language already prepared from
Yes.
last time. So Liz, I don't know if you have room in the weekly e-blast this week for that. What do you think, Liz?
So you want it in this week's?
If you have room, if not, we'll put it in next week.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll look and I'll see how packed it is this week. And I'll
Thank you.
look for the language.
Yep.
Okay.
Next week is fine too. So if you already have your email, I'd rather have the raffle be front and center as well. So it's okay if it's next week.
Okay.
And does everyone know, if I can interject, that Linda is leaving the Board of Trustees? She has so many other obligations. I probably should have started this earlier in the session, but Linda Jean Press Wolf will no longer be a board trustee member. But she did a great service. We were so lucky to have her because she's a true professional in the marketing field, and she helped us navigate so many things. And I know she's going to be sorely missed. So great to have her in that capacity. She did send out, Cindy, she sent you a letter. I know I spoke with her about it as well.
Yes, I got it.
And these times, yeah, and these times are pressing for so many people because of the way business has to be conducted. It just is more time consuming with all these Zoom and Skype sessions. And I think it's taken its toll on Linda's time as her big business is progressing. So she's going to be missed, everyone. And everybody has to move on. Okay. Nominating Policy Committee.
I don't think we have any
Do we have any
active.
reports from the Policy Committee?
Yep, nothing active.
No. Okay. Personnel Committee. Would that be Veronica? Melissa? Veronica?
Yes.
Veronica.
Yes, Jay. Yeah, so just an update on the pension plan. So the Lewisboro Library has a retirement plan with Bright House, which is currently under review. And Library Pension Committee was created, composed of Cindy Rubino, Library Director, and along with several other members of the Lewisboro Library Board of Trustees. And this committee is actively working with an experienced attorney and an insurance agent to aid us in the restructuring of the employee contribution plan, of the retirement contribution plan, I should say. And furthermore, the pension committee is proactively interviewing other retirement administrators and considering alternative plans in the event that an agreement is not reached with Bright House. And concurrently, the Library Finance Committee has continually set aside and funded employees' pensions while restructuring is underway. And when a new pension plan for the affected employees is established, the appropriate level of funds will be transferred to the new plans in compliance with ERISA and any tax requirements. And just to note, the employees affected are aware of the matter, and we expect to have a resolution shortly, hopefully in the next couple of months. So thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Veronica, for that. Nice summary, by the way. Okay. We're up to number 9 on the agenda, public
Wait,
comment.
hold on. Veronica has a little bit more
Period.
about the
Yes, just
attorney's.
we need
invoice.
yes, there's
Oh,
a
I'm
action
sorry.
item that we need approval from the board. At a previous board meeting, we approved up to 10 hours of retaining of the attorney of Monique Warren of Jackson Lewis. Currently, we have been billed for the amount of, I believe, a little over 9 hours. And the total was $4,797. And we would like to ask the board to approve an additional up to 10 hours to further assist us with resolving the retirement pension plan issue.
So
Veronica,
that-
you're confident with her service to date at this point?
Yes, we are. She's
So that should be a motion, in the form of a motion, and.
oh yeah, sorry. So this
Okay.
is my
No,
first
that's
time. So
okay.
what is the question that's asked?
For the board to approve up to 10 more hours. Sorry, I can't think. For the services
the
of Monique Warren of Jackson Lewis.
Yes.
I motion to approve the invoice up to 10 hours for Jackson.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay,
Then we need a vote.
so motion approved? Oh, we have to vote.
We need a vote.
Okay. So Veronica, do you want to control this or should I? Okay.
If
Anyone
you
in
don't mind
favor
going
of
ahead.
the motion? Yeah, okay. Everyone in favor of the motion to approve the 10 extended hours for the attorney? Raise your hand, thumbs up. Cindy, can you see all the
I
personnel?
can at this moment because it will change the
Jen,
recording.
can you see everyone?
Is Elena may be able to see everybody if she puts on the
Okay.
gallery view
Okay.
for her.
Yep, I got them all. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, you do? Okay, great. So is the motion approved, Elena? How many voted yes? How many voted no?
Unanimously
yes?
approved. Unanimous. It's all
Okay.
good.
Okay,
Great. Thanks, Jay, for the lingo.
thank you very
I'll
much.
get there.
So unanimous.
Jay, if I could just interject for a second, I realized that when I was talking about the New York State Annual Report, that we actually also needed a formal resolution approving the report. So if
Oh,
one of the board members could
okay.
make a
So we'll
motion, because I
backtrack to
can't.
that for a second.
Yeah,
Okay, so going back to the, Cindy, what is the verbiage on it again?
it's, we would need to make a motion for the board to approve our 2020 New York State Annual Report.
Okay, so making a motion for the board to approve the 2020 annual library report. Is that correct?
Yes. To the state, to New York
Anyone
State.
second the motion? To the state, right, to be provided to the state. We all got a chance to at least skim it over, if not review it totally, correct?
Yes,
So,
and I can make
I
a
saw a
printed
second.
copy
Melissa, you're
available to
seconding the
anybody who
motion?
wants to see it.
Okay, so we
Sorry.
have a second on that motion. So then,
I
I
second.
got you. I got you, Melissa.
okay,
Thank
so
you.
can we take a vote on the motion to approve? Okay, approve motion, please raise a hand or thumbs up. And Elena, can you see everyone?
I got them. Unanimously
Do we have an
approved.
approval?
We do. We
Okay,
do.
good, great. We'll proceed with that. Thank you very much. A little confusing, but we got that one done. Okay, we're on to the last two items, old business and new business. Number 10, anyone have any old business to discuss or bring up at this point? Anyone? Nobody? I don't see anybody. Elena, no one? Okay, thank you very much. Last item on the agenda, new business. I don't have any right now. Cindy, do you?
I do not.
Anyone else? Kevin, you still with us? Any new business? Melissa, Veronica? No? Is that it? So next board meeting then is May 12th via Zoom. Do we have to approve that, Cindy, also?
Well, we have the opportunity
have
for
to-
one more public comment period before we adjourn and choose a new meeting date.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I thought we went through that, but anyway, again, opportunity
always
for any
have one
last
at
minute
the end
public
as
comments
well.
from anyone? Okay. No one? Okay. All right, good. So then I guess this concludes our meeting. Do we have to approve the next board meeting?
Yeah, the date, yes. Which is May 12th.
So motion to approve the next board meeting, which would be May 12th. I assume that's a Wednesday?
Yes, the second Wednesday,
night?
and at this,
Via
we
Zoom?
would be having it via Zoom as well, again.
Via Zoom, May 12th. Anyone second that? Anybody? Give me a hand. Thank you. Thank you, Veronica. Okay, do we have to vote on that?
I don't think so.
We never
No?
did before.
Yes? No.
No,
Okay.
we don't vote on that.
No. Okay, good. All right, good. Well, thank you everyone for attending. Hope you have a nice night.